Look, it's my absolute pleasure to introduce.
Sorry, Yaz.
Ooh, that was a bit rude, Emma.
It was rude. Sorry. I had thought I could be
No,
faster than that.
Oh, good. I picked up on it though, because it came up. The host muted everyone. Like, oh, me too.
How rude.
Guys, I met Emma quite a few years ago at a very large finance company, and some of you know the place. And I remember walking past her desk when she was working on this PowerPoint slide, which was a strategy session for change management that she was working on with quite a few business units at that organization. And I remember just stopping and looking at it and just admiring it because it was a thing of beauty. It really was. So I started asking her questions about how did she do this? Was this attempted? Did she make it herself? And apparently she made it herself, although I don't think she did. I think she was just making that up. But okay, let's go with it. Maybe she did do it herself. And if she did, it was brilliant. Maybe one day she can share that with you guys. It was a thing of art. And since then, we've remained friends. And the more I talk to Emma, every time we catch up, she leaves me with this feeling of, here's someone who's managing so many different things and doing it so well that she just leaves you inspired. And that's what Emma does. She inspires you, and she shows you the way. So with that said, I'm going to let Emma introduce herself and the work she does. So it's over to you, Emma. Please.
Oh,
Welcome
beautiful.
aboard.
Thanks, Haz. Oh, really touched. And welcome everybody. Welcome all of you. And look, you can all unmute yourself at any time. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to play around with a slide deck tonight. But this is so interactive. You share in the chat anything you want to. You ask any questions in the chat that you want to. As we go through, it'll be about 40 minutes or so. But there's plenty of time for questions, comments, and like I say, this is really all about your personal reflection. So just checking, everyone's here for Create Income Streams, doing what you love. Yes? Thumbs up. Awesome. All right, we're in the right place. That's a good start. Okay, so I'm going to share day one tonight, and you can all join in after this. And what I'm going to be doing is I'll share right now, I'll share the link in the chat box so that you can take a copy of that. And then if at the end of today you decide, you know what, that would be useful, I'd like to come and join on the rest of the challenge, then it's there. We've already got, I think it's about 8 people waiting for this one. I run it monthly, but it's going to be the last one of 2020. So I'll just run through this, and like I say, I'm keeping an eye out on the chat, so please, if you've got any questions, pop your hand up or write in chat. So I thought I'd maybe do a little bit of an intro. Who am I? You know, why should you come and listen to me and interact with me anyway and spend an hour of your time with me? Why am I not listening to my heart? That is day one of the 5-day challenge. So that's what I'm going to do with everybody here tonight. That's what you're going to do, which is why if I could, I messaged each of you individually and said, bring an open heart, an open mind, and your favorite journal or notepad, because you're going to write down these questions and you're really committing to give yourself some time to understand what you really are wanting to do with this. And then, as I say, I've just popped into the chat what the actual, has it come up in the chat yet? Has it come up in the chat? Let's have a look. There we go, there it is.
Yep.
So I've popped into the chat the actual link so that you can come and join at any point. So a little bit about me. I run a closed Facebook group called Experience You. That's me throwing my arms up in the air, and yes, I do live 1 block from the beach. I'm, as you can tell from the accent, not originally from Australia. I immigrated out here with my hubby. That's the dude that we're having fun with in the second picture, Barry. Emigrated from the UK here in 2010. And We have two Aussies, true Aussies in the family. They are our two Burmese cats, Chrissy and Tibby. And yet I'm coming up 51 this year. So I'm really new to entrepreneurism. I opened my business, Life Symmetry, about 5 years ago. I left corporate finally after 30 years in 2 different countries, 18 months ago. And I do a mix of neuroscience, neuroplasticity sort of thing, and also spiritual stuff, which I'm going to share with you in a little bit of detail here. So those are the places where I've worked. Barclays over in the UK. I was there for about 24 years. And before I was doing this sort of thing, like helping people find their new love in their life, and reconnect back to themselves, I was a risk management specialist, a change management specialist. I'm a black belt in Six Sigma, business process reengineering and process maturity. And this sort of like skill set just followed me around literally for 30 odd years. And then I sort of like the whole mentoring side of things became bigger than the role I was doing. And this we're about to do today is really pretty much what I had mentees. I have had hundreds of mentees over the years, and every single one of them comes to me the very first time and they asked me this question. So this is where this 5-day challenge was born out of, over 20, 25 years of people asking me, both as as a team member within my team, or as somebody who'd found me, they were referred on to me and they wanted a promotion, or they just wanted some help finding a new way in their life. So my business there, Life Symmetry, as you can see, I went off and I did a load of coaching and qualifications. So I'm a metadynamics practitioner. I'm also an eDisc behavioral decoder specialist. And that sort of like brought the neuroscience into what I was doing intuitively. Experience You, as you can see there, is the closed Facebook group. I've been mentioned in local, national and international media, and only this week I've been aired on a UK radio show. A couple of months ago I was on an American radio show. So this is, messages are getting out there that people want to talk to me more about what we're about to do tonight, which is really cool. And then when I left corporate, I'm going to call it corporate, I still have this innate love for helping people transform, whether it's themselves or their teams. So the whole agile side of things, the change management, strategic change management, super close to my heart. My other side of my business, I have a whole new modality, a self-healing modality called Spiritually Epigenetics. And that is trademarked here in Australia, going through international trademark. And just a couple of months ago, I launched the online version of that so that it can be done by anybody, anywhere in the world, at the pace that supports them. It's underwritten by the International Institute of Complementary Therapies and is being taught in 6 countries right now. And I've got practitioners in 3 countries. So that's a little bit about me. Any questions from anybody as we go through, please, please, please just post below. So before we go into this tonight, there are 10 questions. There are 10 questions that I'm going to be asking you. And you can either post your questions in the chat below, or if this is really private for you, then just write it down in your own notepad, your own journal. But that question that I asked right at the start of this was, why am I not following my own heart? And all of those mentees that came to me over the years, I've condensed it down into one thing that I ask them, just one question. And has me and you had that conversation as well when we first had our sit down conversation? And, people come to me, they go, oh, you remember that, yeah? And it was like, somebody comes along and they go, okay, I'm looking for my next promotion. I'm a manager and I want to get to a head of. I'm a head of, I want to become a general manager. Or I am earning this much money and I want to earn this much money. And I just ask, why? What will that give you? When you achieve that, what will that give you? Whether it's the title, whether it's the money, whether it's what they believe it's going to be, what will that give you? And that naturally led to a very deep conversation about what exactly was coming up for them. And more importantly than not, it always came back to this. Why are you even in the job that you're doing right now? What has led you to your decision making to be doing the job that you're doing right now, the role that you're doing, the vocation that you're doing? And more often than not, it came back to these questions that I'm asking you today. So many people have been through this challenge. We've had people who have literally, and this was literally 2 weeks ago, the last month, the challenge that I did, I had an amazing lady and her goal was to be in full-time role that was more aligned with her environmental side of things. She was in utilities, she was procurement, she had all of this expertise, but she needed to go in a direction that supported her ethics. And she wanted to be in her role by the 11th of December. Now, after doing this 5-day challenge, she landed her job of her dreams after 3 weeks. That's how fast it can happen once your heart and mind are aligned. So that's really where I want you to be at the end of this session. I want you to have a little bit more clarity about why are you even doing the role that you're doing right now? How have you got here? And it'll start to fill in some of the dots for you. So I'm just going to pause for a second because I can talk underwater, as Haz knows. I'm going to pause for a second and just see, how's everybody feeling about tonight now? How excited are you about finding out how on earth you got to the point where you are right now? Give me a, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, or oh my gosh, I've joined the wrong session. Just pop anything in the chat. I want to know that you're with me, that you're here, that you're not watching the TV in the background. Intrigued and curious. Love it, Brendan. Curious, more curious. Just over repeating the same habits, Karen. Reflective has. Reflective. It's good that you have a beard that you can do that with.
I'm constantly reflective. Yeah, I do that all the time.
Okay, so question 1. Inner, I'm excited. I know what I want to do, but I'm scared to jump in full into it. My dream is to do my pet photography business full time. Inner, I feel your excitement. Stay with me tonight. See how you feel at the end of the session. Jotty, and calls himself photogenic. I think she's talking about you, Haz.
Yes, I am.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, question 1 then. Are you right now earning money for you? Are you right now earning money for you? Now, if it helps, close your eyes as you're thinking about this. Gela, you're curious as well. I love it. Because we have so many people in our environment. We have our loved ones, we have people that depend on us. And if the key reason you're doing a role right now, an income stream, I'm going to call it an income stream. If you're doing an income stream right now and you're earning money for everybody else around you and not you, how's that going to make you feel? So I want you to be really honest with yourself. You don't have to write it in the chat box, but just be honest with yourself. Are you earning it for you, or are you earning it for the environment that you have around you, your family, your loved ones, other people, whatever that may be? Okay, I'm starting off really easy. I'm just letting you know, okay? Robert, been there, it was diminishing. Yeah. When you're earning for everybody else and you're like getting up in the morning and it's like Groundhog Day, you're getting up, you're going to work, you are coming home, you're maybe having dinner, you may be spending some time with your loved ones, maybe, and then you're going to bed, you get up and it's Groundhog Day and it's on repeat, partly to help your parents in it. Yeah. And all of us, there's no right, there's no wrong here. All of us have, you know, duty, and I'm going to call it duty. We all put ourselves in a duty situation. And the most important thing is to recognize, okay, well, where am I right now? Because that immediately is going to have an impact on how you feel about getting up every day and going to that role, that job, that work, whatever it looks like. Help yourself pay the bills, Jotty. Live in a nice house, drive a decent car. So yes, for myself. Question mark. I'm going to leave you with that one, and let's see as we go through. Question 2. Are you fueling your dreams and desires or somebody else's? Are you fueling your dreams and desires or somebody else's? So does everybody here, so Brendan, Chris, Eugenie, Gela, Ina, Judy, Jyoti, Karen, Oscar, Ranjish, Robert, do all of you know what legacy you want to leave behind? You know, when you pop off this mortal coil. Ina, you've definitely been fueling somebody else's, your parents' desires. Okay. And again, there is a building of an emotion or a number of emotions that will be welling up inside of you right now, either because you consciously know that you're doing this, or unconsciously, this is maybe the first time that you've actually acknowledged that this is what you're doing. And if you're fueling somebody else's dreams and desires and not your own, is it because their dreams and desires were more important? So was it, you know, when you started work that you were viewed as following in the family footsteps, you know, or was it that you thought this was the right thing to do? You, maybe your parents, your elders put you through college, university, you thought that you had to pay back in some way and demonstrate that this was all worthwhile. And now, is that still the dream and desire? Or it could be that, was this your original dream and desire when you started work? And then along the way, other things have become more important to you. But now you're going, is that still my dream and desire, or is there something else? Or if there is something else, like the pet photography, if there is something else, then how on earth do I move from where I am right now to follow that dream so that I can actually start enjoying what I'm doing with income streams? Ranjish, I feel like I have to, then I really want to. Yeah. It's also the limiting beliefs. I have to be in a successful corporate government job as that's what success means to them. Yeah. So this is what we do to ourselves. We leave education, you know, I'm going to say full-time education because we're constant growers here, we're constant learners, otherwise why would you be here? And we make decisions for ourselves for our whole life when we're maybe 16, 18, 21, and then we get to maybe 30 and we go, I'm not sure that was what it was going to feel like, or it doesn't look like that anymore. So absolutely every single person here tonight is obviously resonating with this in some way, otherwise you wouldn't be here. So how do you know what your dreams and desires are? Obviously, we have some people here who are very, very clear about what their dreams and desires are. So Ina, I can see that you know exactly, and it is scary. I was in corporate for 30 years. I've been earning like a really nice salary for 30 years. And to walk away from that and say, this is what I'm going to do full time because this is my passion, that, you know, was scary as. Brendan, what about if your dreams flip all over the place? One week this, the next week something else, maybe a bit of fear of missing out, influencing what I want. Brendan, you would not be surprised to know that this is exactly what everybody does until they link back to what their heart wants them to do.
And you kind of just said it. You kind of just said it because you say, okay, you got this fear of missing out of the corporate salary, for example. You go, okay, I don't want to miss out on that, but I want to do all these other things. And for me, I kind of feel like you're going from here to here. I want to do that because I want to achieve that, but then I also want to do that because I want to achieve that. That's what I say. You want the best of every world, if you like, without the work that goes along with it. Well,
and Brendan,
you're happy to do the work, but then you're missing out on something else.
And you know what, Brendan? Thank you so much for coming on camera and saying that, because I'm here as proof that you can have it all. You can. That's why I don't call it create dream jobs, create dream roles. I call it create income streams, because when we all got into work, it was like, oh, you're in a job for life. It's a career for life. Yeah. And you go up the ladder and you find different roles, or it's an industry for life. Whereas it's totally different now, totally different. You can have 3, 4, 5 employers. You can have your own business. You can have a mix of all of those. That's what my income streams look like now. I do everything through my company, but it is a number of income streams. And that's what I want to show people. It's possible. When you imagine it, it's so possible. Ranjish, please don't forget you work for banks too, mortgages, unless we pack bags and go to Tibet. Okay. I don't exactly know what you mean by that, Ranjish, but I would love to hear your comments. Okay. And Ina, you've been working on it over the last 2 years to get clarity on what you want, and you know it now. It's just trying to do it full time, and it's scary. So Ina, I think that you would be really, really interested in continuing in the rest of the 5-day challenge. I promise you it will give you more support and clarity than you have right now. Okay, question 3. Are you earning money to provide for your family or your loved ones? Yes or no? Simple yes or no. That's all I want in the chat box. Yes or no? Are you earning money for you, for your family, for your loved ones? Yeah. Yeah. No. Has says no. Okay. Gala, yes. Okay. Beautiful.
As is in a unique situation. He shouldn't participate. You're booted out, man. You're going to make us feel jealous. Not the camera. And now you look more handsome. Come back on.
Question 4. Okay, right. This is where it gets a bit tricky. Are you simply treading water until you know why you are earning? And then you're going to figure it out if you need to change anything. Yes or no? Are you treading water? No, Robert. Great. So that sounds to me, Robert, like you have a plan. You have an exit strategy from wherever you are right now, because you know why you're earning. No, Jyoti, no, you're not treading water. You know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly why you're earning, and you're not needing to figure out anything. Ina, I know that you don't, because you've told us all about exactly what you want to do. Is any person here treading water apart from Eugenia? Okay.
I think it's 2 different questions in my head, Emma. And I may be reading it wrong. I'm not treading water because I know exactly what I'm doing, but I would like to figure it out if I need to change anything.
Aha. So the way I would look at this, Jyoti, is that it becomes a refinement. So once we know where we're heading, it can be really quite broad. But as long as we're heading in that direction, then we are aiming for something. The figuring out if we need to change anything is simply refining what that final goal looks like, so that we're not cul-de-sacking ourselves in any way or shutting any of those doors. That's the one thing I say to so many people. Don't shut that door of opportunity yet. Leave it open. You never know where it's going to lead.
Yeah, because exactly reading what Rob and Brendan is saying. I'm there with them. I have the
Yeah,
plan, but not earning enough. I
yeah.
would retire if I could, if I had enough millions in my pocket. Zero, zero, zeros.
Okay, and you know what? All of you are exactly right for the next question. Exactly right for the next question. Okay, how old were all of you when you were told what money was? Who first gave you pocket money? Brendan's going, still don't know what money is. Ranjesh is saying 2 years ago, I knew this is the only work world, and then the paradigm shift, and now I want to do a few things differently. Yeah.
The answer to 4, question 4.
That was for 4. Okay, beautiful. 4 probably. I'm getting a lot of question marks here as well. Yeah, okay, beautiful. Don't remember. 8, 7, 8. Okay. All right, so holding on, because you've obviously gone to something that's told you, yeah, it was 7, it was 8. So you've obviously got a little memory in your mind right now. What do you remember about that conversation? What did the big people tell you? Ranjish, at a very young age, I asked my father, where'd you get money? He said he shakes a tree and gets money in the evening. Exactly, money doesn't grow on trees. That's, you know, we've all woken up. There's barely enough of it. Yeah. And this is where our belief systems come in, and they're the ones that really cement us as to what sort of job we're going to go for, what sort of education we're going to go for. Has your aunt told you how to arrange money in your wallet from large to small? Cool, and that's a really cool thing. Inna, where can I find that tree? Laugh out loud. It's just there, Inna, just on that screen right there. Judy, you want pocket money, raise your own calves. Oh, okay, I like it. And how many of you were told, or do you remember sayings like, we don't have enough for that, or we need to save up for that? Or what about, I'm just thinking of some of the ones that we had, and it was like, you couldn't find that either. Okay, don't get pocket money, don't work for it, keep studying for a great job all your life. Has constantly put away for a rainy day. Yes. And it's like a generational thing, isn't it? You've always been told, can't afford that, it's too expensive, save all your money. Yeah. Okay. So right there, from 7, 8, whatever age you've got coming up in your mind right now, I know that we've got a few people here who've said 7 or 8. Jotty, 8. Robert said 4, probably.
Yeah.
Judy, 8. Has 7. From all of these, Father said, pay when afford, and I did the opposite, real estate. Ranjish, whoa, nice. So we all created our own belief system around what money could do for us, or whether money was an important asset to us, or whether it was something that had to be worked super hard for. And based on that, started to help us think about education in a bit of a different way, and set us up for whether we were going to be a spender, or whether we were going to be a saver, or whether we were going to rebel against what our parents, siblings, all of the people around us were telling us the way it should be done versus the way that we wanted to do it. So right now, how do you live? Just ask yourself this question. Do I live right now believing money is scarcity to me or an abundance? So just pop in the chat box, scarcity or abundance. Which one is feeling true to you right now based on your belief system? Down the middle. You can't sit on the fence, Has. You get splinters. Abundance, Ranjish. Jyoti, scarcity. Robert, scarcity. Probably scarcity. In it, if we're saying probably, then that means to me that you're... Oh. Hi, Judy.
Hi.
What would you like to say, scarcity or abundance?
Yeah, I've been pondering on this one. I'd like to say abundance, because I'd like to think that over this COVID period of time, I'm changing my mindset, wanting to explore it a bit more, grow it a lot more. And
Yes.
it's given me, this period of time has given me an opportunity to dig deep to do that. So I'd like to think abundance. It's out there. I just need to know how to tap into it properly.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Love it. Love it. Okay, so I'm just looking down here. I reckon we've got, I reckon we're doing about 60-40 scarcity at the moment, leaning towards scarcity. Abundance, you have more recently since changed your belief system, exactly like Judy. Bit hard to answer, Eugenia. I know I can get a job, but not necessarily what I really want. I think for me, I'm starting to change my belief system, think of money as abundance. I'm so impressed by all of you guys, because it is a belief system. It is a belief system, and it's one that you started with. And guess what? It was an inherited belief system as well. It wasn't yours. You inherited the big people around you. You still have the scarcity still in the back of your mind at times. We're human, we're human, right? But the thing is, consciously, we catch ourselves on when we're thinking in scarcity rather than abundance. Okay. Are we good to move on? I think we'll move on. I think we're in a good spot. Come to the conclusion, Vijesh, that if I need something and I put my hand in my pocket, I have that money. Yes, I love that. Absolutely. I'll share with you a little story, because we're okay for time. I'll share with you a little story. I had a tech person do some work for me recently, and I was paying them in stages, and we got to, I think it was the third payment cycle, and it wasn't due for another month, and we were having a catch up, like Zoom, like this. And she was saying to me, oh my gosh, my vet bills have just come in and they're enormous and all the rest of it. And I was like, well, that's okay. I can do the next installment now if you like. And she says, oh, would you? That would so help me out. And then in the next breath, she said, oh my gosh. So I've got money coming in the door, and it's going straight back out again. It's just like, it's running away like a tap running water. And I said, let's flip that. The fact that you have money coming in to enable you to pay for that bill, that's a gratitude, that's an abundance, because you know that you have money that's coming in to pay for something. And she said, yeah, I never thought about it like that. So it is, I love this, Vijesh, what you're saying. I love it. It's exactly what it is. So question 8, how do you know this to be true right now? A lot of you have started to answer this. So Inna, Karen, Vijesh, a lot of you have started to answer this. But how do you know in this moment, how do you know it to be true for you? Scarcity or abundance? How do you know it to be true right now? What's telling you? What's telling you, in your mind, in your heart right now, why? Why am I feeling yes?
I think for me, I just went and bought a new MacBook because I needed it for my photography. But I kind of like, oh, should I have done that?
Okay. So Inna, one question I have for you is, will your MacBook be taking you towards your dream of becoming a pet photographer, yes or no?
Yes, it's going to help me with my editing, because my current MacBook is old and slow, and yeah.
Okay. So if you didn't purchase your MacBook and you stayed with your current slow computer that can't edit, would that be taking you towards or away from your pet photography dream business?
Away.
Okay. Abundance or scarcity?
Abundance?
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Nice work. Okay. Okay, I'm just catching up on what everyone's been saying. Okay. Robert, what I want to do and what I can allow myself. Great, love it. You know this to be true by what you have in the bank has, okay. Gala, there are a lot on my list to achieve and I get overwhelmed. Okay. Brendan, I have a rough 10 to 30 year budget. Whoa, that is planning. That's all good. You go and do what you need to do, Robert. Karen, you now have faith in believing this to be true as you've experienced small rewards coming to me. Okay, so that belief system is starting to be backed up because you're seeing reality, abundance coming through the door. Brave man, Robert. Okay, Ranjish, there's plenty of money and I can have a good share, although changing current time to dollars has to change. Great. And that's another thing here, you know, this whole like salary and what you believe you're worth and what you know that you can achieve per hour or per day or per year based on that. It's all about where your income streams are coming from and how do those income streams tally. Now, we're not going to cover it today, but that is something that we talk about in one of the future days of the 5-day challenge about how much money is enough money anyway. Okay, so what do you choose? What do you choose, scarcity or abundance? It might be a hard choice or it might be an easy choice. What do you choose?
Is
Whilst
in
you're
the
thinking,
context of money, Emma, or is it in the context of life overall?
anything has anything.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's abundance. Money is just a thing for me. It's just, I could have no money and still be happy.
That's it. That's it. Exactly, has. I'm loving what's coming through here. Choosing scarcity now to follow the plan. Robert is okay. Abundance across the board. Absolutely. I'm going to share something with you and see whether you think this is abundance or scarcity. So my mum was brought up as in a single parent family, twins, post-war, post-Second World War. And they never had anything in the cupboards. It was when mum came home with the food for that day. Now, in my house, when I lived with my mum, my dad and my brother, our cupboards were completely full all the time. Is that somebody living in scarcity or abundance to you?
Abundance.
Abundance, Jotsi. Okay. I'm not going to say whether it's right or wrong. These are all opinions. Anybody else? Scarcity or abundance?
I'm going to say abundance.
Abundance, okay. Scarcity for one, abundance for another. Okay.
I think it depends on what you're comparing against. If you have nothing and then all of a sudden you get a can of baked beans, then all of a sudden that's abundant because you're comparing it to nothing. If you've got 300 cans of baked beans and then you get 1 can of baked beans, you're like, whatever, that's nothing, you know. That might be scarcity because you might have expected 5 cans of baked beans to come in. So it depends on what you're measuring against.
Relative sizing.
It might be scientific about it, I guess, I don't know.
So I love, thank you for the response, Brendan. I love it. And yeah, I love that aspect that you've just talked about. Generally, what has actually been happening there is my mum was still living in scarcity because she would never have anything taken out of the cupboards. So even though we had stuff full in the cupboards, we couldn't actually use it. We were told, no, that's the best. Or no, we can't eat that today. That's for Sunday lunch. Or no, we can't have that. And you know what? We got to the point where we had to throw things away because they were out of date. But in her mind, if there was stuff in the cupboards, you know, she would have been fine in COVID-19. She wouldn't have been caught short. Do you know what I mean? But there's a scarcity to, if I use this now, when's the next one coming in? Where's the next bit coming from? So looking at it in that way, now having to think about for yourself, do you choose scarcity or abundance? Do you live in scarcity or abundance? Do you use everything and then keep a little bit over? Or do you store everything, save everything? And it's a true story. Thank you, Robert. Ranjish, if you're a complainer, scarcity. If you're happy, then it could be abundance. It's so true. It's your mindset in the moment as well. It's like, oh my gosh, you know, I woke up and I broke a dish, and then this happened and then that's happened. It's like, oh my gosh, like suddenly I'm $500 down. How did that happen? And then the next day you could say, wow, I've just won something on the lotto and I've just got that way. I'm in abundance. So it's how do you keep yourself neutral on this as well? On a lighter note, people saving up for toilet paper. Okay, Inna, my mum was like that too with these crystalware. They've been sitting in the cabinet. That's right, we keep it for best, yeah? Scarcity for one of them. Okay, we're up to date, we're up to date. So this, what I choose instead, it is a mindset. It's a conscious choice every single day. And whatever we've got with this dream, this desire, that isn't somebody else's, it's ours. Whether it be pet photography, whether it be I want to retire at the age of 50, whatever it is, then right now it's saying I have to choose abundance. But how hard is it for you to choose abundance? How hard? So right now, asking yourself this question: do I believe I am worthy to live and earn more money than I ever dreamt possible to serve myself first and then my loved ones? Yes or no? Do I believe I'm worthy to live and earn more money than I ever dreamt possible to serve myself first and then my loved ones? Yes, yes, yay, lots of yeses. Go Inna, go Haz, go Ranjish.
I'm waiting for someone to say no. Is there no
Me
answer
too.
here?
Hell yes, Judy. Jota, yes, okay. Have to get over recurring imposter syndrome first. Robert, I salute you for being completely honest with yourself. Maybe for Jotty. Okay, so for anybody who hasn't posted below a yes or a no, for anyone who's put a yes and you've just put a yes because you think that's the right answer, on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 was this was so easy, of course it was a yes, and a 1 is I'm really struggling with how I'm feeling about this now, about earning and living with more money than I ever dreamt possible and serving me first, really, and then my loved ones. Who's on a 1, 2, or 3 right now? Yeah, Karen, something struggled with. And again, we're just going back to those inherited beliefs, right? Okay, I'm going to go on to the next one. The question again, Robert, on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is it was super easy. If you answered yes, that yes, you do believe you're worthy to live and earn more money than you've ever dreamt possible to serve you first and then your loved ones. If 10 is, yeah, of course I do believe I am, and you said yes, and it was like not an issue, I can say yes, hands down, a 6. Okay, thanks, Inna. Or if you really struggled with giving yourself a yes, or even now looking at this, Robert, is it really hard for you to say, yeah, I can earn more money than I've ever dreamt possible. I can live and earn, and I can serve myself first. Of course I can. A 4, a 10, go Ranjish, yay. So anyone who is less than a 5 or hovering around the 5, this is consciously saying to you now, okay, this is something that I need to start believing in me, because if you don't believe in you, who else will? And if you don't believe in you and you don't believe that you can achieve this for yourself, how on earth can you support all of the other people around you that you do love? It's got to be the oxygen mask first. It's got to be. Has 10, something picking up the practice of gratitude and mindfulness this year. Absolutely. Absolutely. 7. Awesome. Way to go, Robert. So now, and you don't need to think about this now, this is something that I think you're going to maybe spend the next couple of days thinking about. What's your new limitlessness dream reality in one sentence with a date when you want to be living your new reality? Now, we're all techies here in this one tonight. So we all know about C-SMART. We all know that we need a date on something. Only 1% of the world write down their goals. So if only 1% of the world write down their goals, and then you've only got another 50% of those that write down the goals that actually achieve them. So you're giving yourself a head start by doing something that you help everybody around you do right now, which is move towards a goal, whether it be an agile approach, whether it be waterfall, whether it be a wagile approach, it doesn't matter, but you're helping them achieve that. So now it's time for you to say, what's your new limitlessness dream reality in one sentence with a date when you want to be living your new reality. And remember, somebody went through this 5-day dream challenge a month ago, and they have been in their dream job for 3 weeks. Literally, it can happen that fast. Robert, you quit last Feb, gave yourself all of 2020 as a target, 5 weeks to put a new date. Yeah, it doesn't have to be by the end of 2020. 2020, you gave yourself 2020 as a target, but what was the dream reality you wanted to be living by the end of 2020? This 2020 could have been you setting up, it could have been you achieving more in the education that you needed to transition over to your new reality. When we move on from the 5-day dream challenge, this is something that I work with people afterwards for 12 weeks. And literally it's a 90-day goal. You all know about 90-day goals. And I help people see that they're actually working towards their limitless dream reality, literally, because they're measuring it themselves. They're creating something connected to their heart. We've only figured out today, why am I not following my heart anyway? Because we've got other people that either we felt a duty to, or we now know why we started, and we had this thing about money when we started work. Okay, I've missed Inna. Let me go back and see Inna. I want to take my pet photography business full-time to earn the same as I currently earn in my government job by mid-2021. Inna, that is awesome. Has by the end of 2021, go back to the money I was making with a job, but this time doing what I love. Awesome, Has. Last month, Inna, you made 60% of what you made in your government salary, so you're nearly there. Hey, yeah, Inna, let's reframe that. And let's say that actually doing income streams, doing what you love, you're already earning 60% of what you want to do. Don't compare it with your government salary anymore. It's irrelevant. It's like a number. That's all it is. It's a number. And don't limit yourself to government salary. If you want to earn more than that, then put a new goal on top of that. Just say that you want to be earning this figure by this time.
Yeah, that's actually true. Thanks, Emma. That's really good.
Yeah, we limit ourselves in it, yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm too harsh then in the transition and doing it, just the scarcity versus abundance looming as a verdict for fail or success. I hear you, Robert. I so hear you, because it's really scary and it takes so much courage. You know, hats go off to every single person that does it, because it is scary. And especially because you have people around you that go, why would you do that anyway? Great dreams, guys, yeah. My confusion is to be a capitalist or a socialist first, Ranjish. Well, Ranjish, that's a different session. We talk for hours about that. Good question, can't we do both? By the end of 2021, Eugenia, I want to start making revenue on my passion project, a social enterprise, just taking baby steps, not overwhelm myself besides my full-time job and client work. Okay, so Eugenia, you can do these baby steps, continue with the 5-day challenge, and that will help you show yourself where you're going and how much progress you're making month by month. End of 2021, I reckon you'll do a lot better than that.
Thanks, Emma.
Sponsorship.
Looking forward to it.
Jyoti, you need some sponsorship to keep these meetups running. Is Ranjish listening?
He wants to be socialist or capitalist. Give me the money. You can be both. You can give money and be socialist right here. I'll take your capital.
Yeah, for a good cause, Rajneesh. Come on.
Something has to come first. So capitalism has to come first, I think, before you become a socialist. You got to become a capitalist. So
Even though the term is social capitalist, isn't it? So social comes first.
Like I say, a different conversation. Different conversation. Okay. If anybody wants to continue with the 5-day challenge, this was just day 1 that you've done, then I've popped the details in the chat box, and I've also popped in my closed Facebook group, Experience You, if anybody wants to come and join me as well. But I'm going to hand over. I'm conscious that we want to round out tonight with what's coming up. So I'm just going to say thank you so much. Thank you for your active participation. Anybody knows where to find me now on Meetup, and I'm going to hand back to, who am I handing back to? Is it Vijesh, or is it Sakti, or is it Haz?
I'll take it.
Before you do that, I have a question for you. So the remaining 5 days, sorry, maybe I missed the first bit of it, or I was so confused. Oh, sorry, not confused. So driven by the questions, I went down a memory lane. What is the, thank you. What is the end goal of this 5-day challenge?
The end goal is that you have your own blueprint. You have your own blueprint about what your heart really wants to do, what you love doing, and it may be entirely different than what you're doing right now, or it may just give you additional clarification about, okay, like the pet photography within that. Like, okay, yeah, this is why I love it so much. And it doesn't mean that you ditch everything that you've been doing for however long you've been working. I give you models. So you have a 4-box model. You literally walk away with a blueprint. So you can go, this makes sense. So you're walking away from stuff in your working life that you don't like, but you might be awesome at it, but you just do not like. Does not fill you with any joy in any way, shape, or form. And you start filling in with the things that you do love to do, and those are the things that you create income streams in.
Okay. Vijesh, Shakti, you guys listening? November 30th, I think I'm joining. Before Brendan, you join, maybe I'll be getting out of that place.
And now, guys, if I can quickly jump in, and I'm being rude here, I know, but I suspect that some people want to head back. So first of all, a massive, massive thank you to Emma.
You're welcome.
And brilliant session. And kudos to you for finishing exactly on the dot. Really well done. So it's so professional. Guys, before you head off, can I ask everyone to turn their cameras on for just a moment so we can take a screenshot of this, and we want to post this on LinkedIn. Thank you. Thank you. Do we have all 14? Is everyone here? I think now everyone's here. Okay, Vijesh, you got this?
Yep.
So 1, 2, 3, cheese.
Vijesh, have you saved it?
This time, yes. All right, let me stop the recording.
It takes one every time and it's never saved.
No, come on. Vijesh,
No, this time I should have it. I should have it. Let me just quickly confirm, because now you've planted the seed in doubt in me, you know.
Guys, thank you for this. Thank you for.
I do have it. Thank you
with us, for staying with us. Before we wrap up, just want to remind everyone we do have a few more meetups coming in. We have the great Robert Sayek here with us, who's running the meetup on the 10th of December. And Robert, what is the title of your meetup? Can you do a quick intro to this in 1 minute or less?
If you want to hear Baby Shark in the background, that's okay.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
So it's called Leadership Through Alignment. And basically it's about, I come from the background of developing products and managing development of products. And this chat, it will be about how we overlook the human factor and the interaction and alignment, and how it's crucial to do that in order to have successful products in successful companies. So see you there.
So if anyone here is looking to build a product or a service as a side business or as a full-time business, this is a must attend for you guys. We also have a session, a safe session on product owner and product manager. So anyone who's looking to get into the scaled agile framework and specialize in product ownership and product management, that session is coming up mid of December. Vijesh, what's the date for that, please?
December 12th and 13th is
Great.
a weekend. So you can spend the weekend learning and get yourself certified. And then you're having one more feather up your cap.
Brilliant. All right. So that session is on a weekend, Saturday and Sunday, learning weekend. And we'll put all of this stuff in our newsletter, which is going to come out soon. I'm not sure when, but if you sign up to the newsletter, you see all these dates. So that's it. I'm done.
We just a moment. We also have a meetup with Tony, right?
Oh yes, so that's the last meetup for the year on the 17th of September, and that one is focused on job hunting and networking for job hunting. So might be useful. Actually, it is useful. Not might be. It definitely would be useful. So do come for that. And with that, I'm done with the promo work for upcoming events. This is now time for all of us to socialize. If you have any questions for Emma, please ask away. If you need to get back, do that too.
Yeah, just pausing or rather stopping the recording right now so that we can continue with the rest of it.
So we could ask the real questions now.
Yeah.
Guys, if it's okay, Has,